not
rules
letting the
here,
witness
Mr.
answer
Chairman.
the
What are the
question.
rules?
The gentleman will
He's
allow
opened
the
up a whole
witness
new
to
round of
answer the question.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Saturday evening, and I am doing a live emergency transmission to break down incredible articles in the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNET, CNN, you name it, openly calling for not just InfoWars, but Diamonds and Silk and the president to be banned from Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google, you name it. Last Wednesday, Facebook had a big, quote, media conference with a bunch of professors and mainstream media, dying dinosaur media heads. And Facebook said, we are censoring conservatives, libertarians, Trump supporters, 80%. We've governed them back. But if we totally ban them, they're going to get upset. And CNN and others said, we want it all banned. Just type in Alex Jones, do a search engine, click news, you'll see hundreds of articles calling for us to be banned. Here's CNN. Facebook touts fight on fake news, but struggles to explain why InfoWars isn't banned. Then they misrepresent what I've said as usual. And then admit in the article, once we're banned, they're going to ban Diamonds and Silk, the president, everybody else. You've seen The Guardian and others call for the president to be banned. Jack Dorsey said he's looking at doing that. This is just incredible. But the reason I'm here is there's a hearing coming up on Tuesday in the House of Representatives, and they mention it in this article. And they're going to have the Democrats out there with all their disinfo, with fake news, misrepresenting what I've said as the frauds they are. And they are going to be calling for this to happen. And you think, oh, well, Trump controls the Republican Party. No, a lot of them are blue bloods. They want to restrict free speech as well. So this is the epic battle for the First Amendment. The Democrats, with the universities that are already anti-free speech zones, already censorship zones, are calling for this to be shut down. So all these news articles are also saying add comments from experts, context on YouTube's policies, and mention Tuesday's House committee hearing. And then they have links to the House committee hearing so that you'll send them all these articles to fill their inbox. This is their attempt ahead of the 2018 midterms and beyond to bring in EU-level style censorship. The EU got it passed out of committee a month ago, Article 13 and Article 11, to end free speech as we know it, have the Southern Poverty Law Center have a software template on all smartphones and computers, not letting you even type or say certain things, a ban on memes. Even leftist groups said it was insane. It just got voted down July 5th. But it shows they're going for it. And here's the key, the false dichotomy. They've got Facebook, YouTube, Google, a parent company, Twitter, which is basically Bezos' operation, Dorsey's a puppet, saying, well, we've already restricted them 80+%, and so why should we upfront ban them from our platforms? They can sue us. Don't go for it all. We've already got them. So they make it look like they're being reasonable when they've already banned and restricted and blocked people. The Democratic Party, all of them, Snopes funded by Soros, Southern Poverty Law Center. This is happening now. And I want to explain to everybody, in a sick, twisted way, this just makes InfoWars bigger, more legendary. We're going to continue because of my personality, my research, the crew, the great folks we've got here. We can find any way to get around their censorship. That's where I came from. Access TV, local radio, been censored, been attacked, been kicked off stuff my whole life. This is what I expect to do. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm trying to change the thinking. Trying to be the shock troops of, the new Renaissance. But for everybody else, they admit in these articles that we want Matt Drudge, we want Diamonds and Silk, we want Trump blocked. They can't debate, the left can't debate. They're anti-free speech, whether it's Antifa or the universities or any of this. They're control freaks. and they're making their move. I believe this is going to backfire. Marcos Morales, really smart producer out there, made the point before I went live. He said, listen, this is a giant advertising campaign with thousands of articles a week calling for censorship and control, claiming we're all Russian agents when the evidence is all on Hillary. But it's going to fail. If they get their campaign through, they'll say, these are the fake news, these are the bad guys, and set the precedent to ban, to deplatform, as the left wants, anybody right of Mao Zedong off the web. It's a bold, go-for-it-all situation. It's doomed to fail, except many of the Republicans don't understand it. They don't want to, their aides tell them don't get in the middle of it. They say horrible things I never said, twisted in the hearings, and say, shouldn't you ban that? Twitter is trying to, and Facebook trying to play the game of, well, we're not in the business of preemptively censoring people, but they're already censoring. That's the cover. They're the big tech heads with the big algorithms and the psychological warfare experts that came up with this statement, which is antithetical, the opposite, 180 degrees, ass backwards from what they've done. Here's their statement when people go, well, you should censor more. That's the bad cop. The good cop goes, oh no, we see pages on both the left and right pumping out what they consider opinions and analysis, but others call fake news. We believe banning these pages would be contrary to the basic principles of free speech. But then that's what they do. They don't ban the sites saying I'm a KKK member with no proof. They don't ban Tom Brokaw saying I'm a complete racist, unalloyed racist. They don't ban stuff saying I'm a Russian agent with no proof. They have congressional hearings and go, Jones is a Russian agent. Paul Watson's a liar. He said at lunch a Muslim ran over people in New York. It's the number one story. He said an imam warned de Blasio. It was all admitted. They can't handle it because their positions are undefendable. Folks, I thought it was great when I was on local radio and was like number 2 in the ratings than number 1. I thought it was great when I was on Access TV 23 years ago and had a few thousand viewers a night. I lost 70% of my 120 stations in 2001 when I said the government stood down. FBI agents were talking about it. They let the attack take place to take our liberties. That's what inside job means. That's what they list in these leftist publications saying, get me off air. I went from 120 stations to like 35. And I was proud to do it. So the cutback in our bandwidth is so much smaller than that. It means nothing. And the prestige, the avant-garde gleam, the light in the eyes we've received, our listeners were already ran the spectrum of race, color, creed, sex, region. And they were always awesome. But now we've got the true intellectuals of the planet tuning in to see what is the thing they can't see, the verboten, the forbidden. We are the forbidden planet. We are the verboten. Why is it? Because I'll simply remind you, CNN is quarterbacking, shutting us down, saying we're fake news, then showing false stuff we never said without even linking to it. Always a telltale sign. Oh, Jones said this. Jones said there's Martian slave colonies. No damn link, no photo, no video, no audio. You're getting hoodwinked. But that's CNN. They're the kings of fake news. Oh, Jones, he says this, he says that. It's CNN that got caught faking the debates and giving the questions to Hillary and that lied about the WMDs and lied about how Hillary would win by 89%. And it's CNN that's been caught at every level in so many lies. Just think about it. It makes your head spin. But they hope to jump to the next lie before you even think about the last lie they told. They are nothing but smoke and mirrors, the fog of war. They're a fraud. And then they sit there and point their finger at us and say that we're the bad guys. They changed the subject of, is WikiLeaks Russian with no proof? And then indict, 13 Russian companies. They all show up in court, so Mueller drops the case. So he does a new filing to embarrass Trump when he meets with Putin coming up on Monday. It's all transparent. And then I sat back today thinking about all the lies of CNN. It made my head hurt that they would sit there and that they would be the arbiter of what was real news and what wasn't real news. when they have engaged in frauds and deceptions and just dirty tricks and war against the American people that is unending. I did an hour-long live transmission earlier. This is a short one. I'm going to end it right now. But if you go back to the earlier one that's posted on Infowars.com and Newswars.com, I go through all the articles, all the quotes. It is unbelievable. It is pinch yourself. Like, am I dreaming? When the Democrats announce a plan to repeal the First Amendment and big tech launch a program to censor conservatives and admit it, and to have them saying it. But again, it's, Alex Jones. They spend all their time demonizing that. They know their lies don't work as well, so all the media, all the mainstream media, all the dinosaur media spends all its time for years. Alex is evil, Alex is bad, misrepresenting, telling people frauds, and then they hope once they get you to accept it's bad, they can then take the label and go, and every other libertarian, conservative, Christian, gun owner, veteran group, nationalist, in the attempt to take control of the web, because the globalists were arrogant. They thought, we're the big corporate mainstream media. We can have an internet to track and trace and surveil everybody. And then the little proles down there with their own websites, they'll never amount to anything. They'll just follow whatever we put out from our big fancy studios. But because that didn't work, when Hillary finally lost, their delusion ended, and they went, we need to go Chinese communist style. And so Apple and others have moved to China. They're openly censoring. Emojis would crash your phone until 2 days ago if you talked about Taiwan China was controlling worldwide iPhones. If you sent out an emoji of the Taiwan flag, your phone crashed to teach you a damn lesson, and that isn't a scandal. That's where we are. I had to come here today. I was out at the lake with my children. Gorgeous day. It looks like the Caribbean in Lake Travis. Catching fish, swimming, having the time of my life. But I'm not saying I'm a hero. I pointed my car 40 miles to here, 35 miles, and I came here because I can't sit there and watch a bunch of mega corporations that own slave factories and suicide nets and robot factories and all these asshole people worth hundreds of billions apiece lecture middle-class people that they're bad of their free market when they're exempt from taxes. And then bring in draconian censorship and kill our country and our First Amendment. 2 years ago, there was a debate between Dinesh D'Souza right after he got out of prison, number 2 documentary filmmaker in world history. Billions of people have seen his films. And he was on a debate with Cenk Uygur, whatever you say his name, from the Young Turds, named after a genocidal group in Turkey that killed Christians. And I watched that debate. I watched like an hour of it taped. I didn't watch it live. And they kept saying, he would make an intellectual point about socialism not working or blah. They'd go, you're a criminal. You went to jail for 9 months for campaign finance fraud. And Dinesh would go, well, I'm here to debate the topics of whatever. Dinesh got 5 friends to donate to his college friend to run against the candidate that Hillary left the Senate. And then, he didn't fill out a piece of paperwork. Hillary has billions in fake campaign money she kept that came out, money laundering, nothing happened. And I just kept watching Cenk, knowing, funded by Gulf states, funded by dictatorships, he kept going, you're a criminal. You're a criminal. And it was just watching how they did that over and over again. They just want to criminalize. They want to control. Because if you're a sack of crap like the Young Turks guy who gets up there and defends George Soros and his Nazi collaboration, you understand, these are reprobate people. These are people that have no morals, no nothing. They're just kissing ass at the system's trough. He was all for Bernie Sanders. We thought Bernie Sanders would win, and he was getting big donations. He was supporting Sanders. As soon as Hillary said no, and gave him a few million, he suddenly turned against Sanders. And these are frauds, known frauds. And they think you're stupid and they think you're weak. And now they're coming for your free speech. And when that domino falls, all others fall. So I'm honored to be who they've demonized as a threat, tried to turn me into a new card that I am. Because Americana's the ace of spades. They try to turn us into some, nothing, and then use that to exploit everything else. It's not going to work. So take this video, take the articles that go up Monday morning from Paul Watson and others at Infowars.com and Newswars.com with an analysis of this to the president, to Congress, flood their inboxes, all of it. I've got so many articles here. We'll, after a few promo pieces we're going to air, I'm going to actually pull up the particular House hearing. I had it here so people can be aware, but they are publicly making their move to basically repeal the First Amendment and have prior restraint on everyone's speech and ban people, according to Google IDs. They're proposing it to ban people from preemptively being able to post. I mean, that is incredible. So whatever you do, there it is, House Judiciary Committee to hold hearings on social media filtering practices. And they're going to spin it and go, oh, we do everybody. Oh, we decide what's fake news. Oh, we have independent fact checkers. The Southern Poverty Law Center has $500 million in the Bahamas. The Southern Poverty Law Center has been connected to the Oklahoma City bombing and German intelligence and the Junkers and the EU. They are literally connected to Juncker, whose family was the head Nazis and made all the money. The damn bombers were called Junkers. And believe me, I didn't come up with this. No one could. There's articles going, Jones is the most flamboyant, articulate, riveting person we've ever seen. We don't know how he comes up with stuff this big. He should be a fiction writer. I didn't come up with that, God damn it. Juncker is the fucking heir of the motherfucking Nazis. The son of a bitch said to Trump a year and a half ago, we will crush you. We will defeat America in a trade war. You're never coming. It's a good thing I'm on the main. I am so sick of this shit. I have not fucking lied about anything. You just think I'm saying Nazis run this shit? I'm going to stop right. Man, I'm so sick of you leftist goddamn meth heads coming up to me wanting to fight me when you look like you couldn't even get out of bed in the morning and you call me a Nazi, you dumb bastards. There's stuff way worse than Nazis that created the Nazis, and that's what we're facing. I'm going to settle down right now. It just hit me while we were talking. It's in these articles that the EU should run the end of the internet in America, and they source the EU as why I should be shut down. Juncker is unelected. He owns Luxembourg. He's probably the richest person in the world next to Lord Rothschild. You think 150 billion Bezos? That isn't crap. Real elites don't even pay taxes in own countries. And then I've got some son of a piece of garbage. His father was a Nazi general. His grandfather ran the Third Reich and financed Adolf Alois Hitler. They've got the Nazi collaborator that helped sniff out as a bloodhound Jews suing me, trying to destroy me because I'm exposing them. And I watch my fellow Americans, the ones that aren't even on the enemy side, scared they might get attacked or spoken out about if they defended InfoWars. I don't need you to defend me. I feel sorry for people out there that don't defend me. I just can't handle it anymore. Ties to the Nazi regime. It's like if I took a fucking dump saying that shit had a tie to me. I mean, you know. Or if I shot a deer and blood shot out the side. That blood had ties to that deer. And you know what? I'll cuss here because it doesn't mean anything. You know the whole story about cussing, right? The Norman in 1100 took over England, and the Anglo-Saxons had names for things. And they banned Old English, or previously, before even Old English. They banned that form of Gaelic speech. And so I have a big, large vocabulary. But the fact that Christians and people, oh, I like Alex, but he cusses sometimes. Call it a bowel movement, call it shit. It doesn't matter. It's the original censorship you people got taught. They say profanity is the refuge of the ignorant. Not if you're teaching a class on linguistics. Look it up. It's called, there's a law against the King's English. And the only laws, here's the deal. The Anglo-Saxons, they couldn't get them to quit using thousands of words. So it ended up getting adopted into the French Viking. The French Viking mix was the Normans. It created English, the world language, because it had so many different types of languages. It's a Mongol language. So they finally got them in Christian churches to go, feces is bad and sex is bad. So don't use fuck and don't use shit. And it's the beginning of political correctness. You think they came up with banning words 10 years ago or in the Soviet Union 100 years ago, 80 years ago? No, they learned to tell people in England, you don't use your language. And they said, no, we're going to use it. So they went, we'll be Christian. Don't say fuck, because they went, okay, well, that's kind of a private word. You're right. Well, we won't use that one. Don't use shit. See how the control works? And they want to sit here and tell me not to use those words. They're not power words. They're just words like cess. Cess means the same thing as shit. But because they haven't told you it's a bad word, you don't use it, see? See the mind control? And once they get you to say you can't use one word, now you can't use any. Once you can't use the N word, which I never want to use, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but once you can't use that word, now you can't use any words. And they're going to tell you every day what the new word is you can't use. They're coming for your speech, which means your mind, which means your soul. And they're coming Tuesday, and they're doing it ahead of the midterms. They're planning some big, nasty stuff, and they don't want us out there when they pull their stuff. Just like they say, ban him. He said nobody died at Parkland. Any video of that? No, there's not. Ban him. He says there's Martian slaves. Is there any video of that? No, there's not. They're lying to you because they can't debate you. So you share this video. Oh, God, I got frozen for today. Oh, I got in trouble. Uploaded it saying puppies and kittens found in Central Park. Get around the algorithms. Learn to defeat them. Winning is not winning in their system. Winning is overdriving them. Winning is creating new worlds. Winning is trailblazing. Winning is renaissance. Winning is creating new things. Winning is having will. Winning is having destiny. Winning is having strength and overcoming. I appreciate Marcos Morales and Rob Dew doing a great job. They're running a program, a PR campaign against our basic freedoms. And America isn't perfect, but it did have some free speech and some free market, and just a little bit of it made it the apple of the eye. What if we did something even bigger? Well, then we can expand intergalactically, and the globalists don't want that because they believe you're scum and believe they're going to wall you off and they're going to move forward in the future. But Trump and I and others believe in a human future. And we're going to win. They're coming for your free speech. That's it for this live transmission. Please do something about it. You have been warned.
A lot of his supporters believe that we are the enemy of the American people, and that is really, really an awful situation. We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people. We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people. We love the American people. We love the American people.
They came in peace.
We are not the enemy of the American people. We love the American people.
This is CNN. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
2.5 years ago, Hillary Clinton dubbed myself and InfoWars as fake news. Since then, the Democrats in Congress, CNN, MSNBC have all lobbied to keep me from publishing books, to have us kicked offline from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and they've had some success. Not only are they the real fake news and working for the communist Chinese and others to overthrow this country, they're also working to destroy the First Amendment here in America. But here at InfoWars, we've been expanding on radio and TV thanks to your support, and we've launched a new powerful free app called InfoWars Official. InfoWars Official is a state-of-the-art app with live streaming of podcasts, my broadcast, David Knight Show, The War Room with Roger Stone and Owen Schroyer, and so many other broadcasts that we're launching as we speak. It's got live news feeds, live news alerts. It's got push notifications if you click to get them so you know we go live or have special events. This is the forbidden app. This is what they demonize. This is what they don't want you to see. Think for yourselves. Go find out why InfoWars is so verboten and why the system openly is lobbying to have us shut down. Every enemy of capitalism, every enemy of America, every globalist corporation hates InfoWars for one reason. We are aware of their operation, and we are effective in challenging them and awakening our fellow humans. That's why every platform we've got is critical in the fight, and this new weapon is incredible. Whatever you do, ladies and gentlemen, go download the official InfoWars app today, and then send out on your email, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, links to everybody saying, hey, here's the forbidden InfoWars platform. Here's what the globalists want shut down. Here's what they don't want you to hear, read, and see. It's the InfoWars official app, taken on the globalist at point blank range. And with your help spreading it, and with your help downloading it, we are unstoppable. This is, without a prescription, the strongest FDA-cleared silver you can get. Just a slightly watered-down version of the top-selling prescription Mega Silver. That is the savior now at the hospitals, clinics, you name it. It is Super Silver Wound Dressing Gel, trademarked, for first aid management of minor cuts, lacerations, abrasions, first and second-degree burns, skin irritations. It is sold mainly to hospitals. Some medical-grade stores have it. It's just incredible. It's $29.95 out of the gates. This is next level. Bacteria and viruses don't like this. Do not take this internally, because it kills bacteria and viruses deader than a hammer. It's a well-known product sold to hospitals and clinics, and it's what people that are doctors and others use themselves. When all else fails, as you know, a lot of stuff isn't working now in infections. It's another weapon in the arsenal. I can tell you right now, my dad is an oral surgeon and dentist, and we were searching out the very best, most powerful silvers used by hospitals. And he ended up getting a hold of one of the top companies in the world, and it turned out they're listeners. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. I tasked my father, who's gotten stuff approved before, gotten FDA approval before with other stuff. I tasked him, I said, find me the ultimate silver. Find me what is the weapons grade they're using in the military, hospitals, you name it. This is it. There's only one other silver stronger, and it's by prescription. This stuff is thermonuclear, nanotech, super small particles, which go in electromagnetically, just goes right into the heart of something, and it's gone.
Super Silver Wound Dressing Gel contains the powerful Silver Sol technology that revolutionized the colloidal nano silver market as the only FDA-certified wound treatment product of its kind. This gel has been shown to fight infection and irritation, while also helping speed up the healing process. And that's the way I like it. Grab a bottle of Super Silver Wound Dressing Gel right now at InfoWarsLife.com.